The Space Shuttle Enterprise was dedicated on the 27th of April to the fallen crews of the US spaceflight program. Back on the 27th of April 2012, the Enterprise retired to the Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum in New York City. 3 years later, the family members of crews of the Apollo 1, Challenger and Columbia gathered at the Intrepid in New York to unveil a new plaque in memory of the mission's crews.
It's an honor to be here to recognize the crews of Apollo 1, Challenger, and Columbia as we dedicate the Space Shuttle Enterprise in their honor. I thank all of you, the families of our fallen heroes, for joining us today. Know that we will never forget your loved ones.
The Space Shuttle Enterprise was NASA's first orbiter. It was a prototype that conducted tests within the Earth's atmosphere in 1977. These tests paved the way for NASA's latest space shuttle flight to outer space. June Scobie Rogers was married to Francis Dick Scobie when he commanded the doomed mission of the Space Shuttle Challenger on the 28th of January 1986. The Challenger's 7-member crew was killed when the space shuttle exploded shortly after launch. The explosion was caused by low-temperature impairment of an O-ring, a mission-critical seal. Scobie Rogers said both the Challenger and the Enterprise were especially important to her late husband.
My husband, Dick Scobie, was the commander of Challenger, but he was also the commander as a test pilot on the 747 that tested the Enterprise, that flew around the world. So that's especially meaningful to us. It's also terrific to be here with all these people that we bonded with. When our grief became so public, it helped us to have each other, to bond together and support one another.
Also attending the dedication ceremony was Lowell Grissom. He's the brother of Virgil Gus Grissom, Apollo 1's command pilot. The 3-person crew of Apollo 1 was killed on January the 27th, 1967, when a fire broke out inside the spacecraft during a pre-launch test. As a result of the deadly fire, major design and engineering changes were made to the Apollo to make it safer.
Well, first of all, I'm just so pleased and honored that the Intrepid has decided to honor these heroes that we have. And they contributed so much to the advancement of the space program, and to be here and to see the shuttle and be with the other families is just quite an honor for me.
By the time NASA's Space Shuttle program came to an end in 2011, its Space Shuttle fleet had flown 135 missions.